figure out where to set the camera. Okay. Today I will be talking about my lyric writing life. I was always thinking about making this video, but I did not plan on making it so soon because I might have talked about it in my travel writing video, but I am not as invested in lyric writing as I think I should be. Yeah, I'm always feeling really guilty about it. Like I should be working harder in the lyric writing department, but since I have a new song coming out, not my song, but my lyrics, yeah, so it seems a little sooner because I wanted to establish a better career as a lyricist before making this video. Right now, I'm just really a rookie lyricist, just starting out, taking baby steps. I think lyric writing, among all the jobs that I have, is probably the slowest career development I'm experiencing, which I am fine with, by the way. It's pretty much by my choice. And I've been getting a lot of questions about lyrics writing. So first of all, with the new song, the artist is Imlay. He's a DJ for Scream Records, which is part of the SM Entertainment Group, and vocal was done by NCT Chenle and lyrics by moi. And I'm really happy that it's title single. So here's the songs I've written. How did I get into lyrics writing? Well, I guess my start would be Crosswalk. 횡단보도 for Kwon. We've been friends for 2 decades. We see each other all the time. We talk about everything, and this happened. So usually for me and for most lyricists, I think, usually the song comes first. So there's a song, and I am asked to write a lyric for the song. So there's a melody first, but for Crosswalk, the lyrics were there first. We were talking, he went through a breakup, and after a talk, I just wrote down a few stuff, and I sent it to him, and I told him that you could use it, you could not use it. After our talk, I just wanted to write it, and yeah. And he really felt it, he liked it, so he got Esna, the songwriter, to work on the melody, and I had taken off for a travel book. So the whole songwriting process, I was not in Korea, and he gave me feedback on, because of the melody, there had to be some lyric changes. We needed more syllable, take out a couple syllables, and I'm really grateful how he kept me updated for every single step of the way. And he really wanted to ask permission with the changes that he was making to my original lyrics, and I was okay with everything. Because it was my first go, I really didn't know how to go about it, and I just went along with the process. I'm like, yeah, it's your song, change it however you want. And I'm still like that when it comes to lyric writing, because it's not my song. It doesn't really feel like my baby. When it comes to lyrics, I don't know how other lyricists feel, but for me, I almost completely customize it for the artist. And originally it wasn't supposed to be the first single of his album, but after the song was made, they had a whole company meeting, and they all picked, and everybody apparently picked this song to be the first single. So yeah, that's how I debuted. Actually, I did write something before Crosswalk. It was when I was a trainee, and I featured on Ha Dong-gyun's second or third album, I don't remember, it's like a long time ago, album as a vocalist with other trainees. And we were just hanging in the studio, and Dong-gyun oppa said, "Oh, I need English lyrics for my intro. Can you write it like now?" I'm like, yeah, okay. So I just wrote it like in 2 seconds, and it's an intro, so I don't think it's like even longer than a minute or something. Yeah, that was my first go at a released song's lyrics. And when you are a songwriter in Korea, there's a whole association that takes care of all the royalties that come in from airplays on radios, television, cable network, online streaming, karaoke's, so all sorts of income sources. This association called KPOP takes care of it, and they gather it up, they take their fee, and they make sure that the songwriters get paid for their work. So if you have a released song with your input, you can register as a member. But the registry fee is like, I don't know, like $150 or $200. And because back in 2008 with Halonggyun's intro, it's just like a first track as an intro. And it's like less than a minute or something. So I thought that the royalties that would come from that song wouldn't even be $150. So I didn't register back then. But with Crosswalk, I registered myself as a member of Komka. And you get paid every 23rd. Every month on the 23rd, I get my royalties. And after Crosswalk, I wanted to do this more. It was fun. So I started to reach out to a lot of my songwriter friends, a lot of my producer friends, a lot of my acquaintances who owns record labels. I got introduced to a lot of A&Rs in different companies, gave them a reference that I had wrote this song, it's out, I can do more, I can do better, so hit me up if you need lyrics. Now they have me in their contacts. When they have a new song, when I say they, it's usually the A&Rs, but it could be, the composers, or it could be producers, it could be head of the record labels. These people reach out to the lyricists that they know, and they give us a demo, and of course everything is confidential. The lyricists are good with secrets, apparently, and then we try to come up with lyrics, and then they go through them, pick one that fits the song best, and go through the recording process. So yeah, if I don't hear back, I know it's a rejection. Usually they don't really notify us, so if I don't hear back, I just think it's a rejection. If you're a songwriter, if you're a lyricist, you actually produce the work, you send it, and if you don't get selected, you don't get paid. So you still have to do the work. I've written a lot of lyrics that did not get chosen, but I don't think it's a waste of time. For me, at least, it's really good practice because I'm just starting out. I like listening to the demo versions of a lot of good songs, and I like trying to come up with lyrics that fit the melody, and it's really, really good practice. And I'm really, really thankful for all these companies just reaching out for my version. So I'm just happy to have a go at any of the new songs that come my way. Oftentimes, it's by coincidence, triggered by network. These days, there are an academy for lyric writing, so some people get a start through that. Some people just submit their portfolio of their writings to the record companies, but I think that that's a really rare case. It's different for everybody. Lyrics are different from every other kind of writing in that it has to go with the melody. I think my training experience helps me because as I'm writing my lyrics, I know how it will feel to the singer, how it will roll off their tongue, how their lips will be shaped as they sing this particular word, how difficult it is to hit the high note in this particular pronunciation. So the vocalist side of me really influences my lyric writing. It's very different for each song. Sometimes you get a really specific guideline, and sometimes you're just given complete freedom. I actually prefer something in between. When it gets really specific, I don't think I like it. Yeah, there were some songs. This was when Twice's Cheer Up was topping the charts. I had a lot of requests from girl group idol producers. They were giving me songs, and the guidelines were really specific. They want something in the B part of the first verse to contain something like shy, 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 which has to be translatable to the choreography, which has to be cute. And they wanted the chorus first line to be a 3-syllable letter that could be repeated. So it was very, very specific. And I felt like a lyric factory, like a robot trying to factor in all these orders. And yeah, I like it when the producers and the company has an image in mind for their single. Seems professional. How I write my lyrics. First of all, because I'm just starting out, I really can't say that I have like a process. Still learning a lot of things. But up until this point, I listen to the song a lot. And I focus on the artist. I listen to a lot of the artist's previous songs, trying to figure out if he or she has some difficulties with certain pronunciations, what kind of vibe this voice conveys. And then I listen to the track over and over again until I come up with a hook. So I usually start with the hook, the main focus, the point of the song, which sets the tone for the whole song. I know what the main chorus will be like, and then I go back to the first verse, work my way through part A, part B, second verse, bridge. I also sing it out. I always sing it out loud. It's not enough to mouth it. I need to see how the words flow, how the transition of each syllable feel, how hard it is to escalate to that high note with a certain word. And usually when I write my lyrics, if I finish it within 2 hours, I'm happy with it. If it takes longer than that, I'm usually not so happy with it. If it takes me too long, it doesn't have that grip on me. If the track has a grip on me, I am able to come up with something a lot quicker. And that's what happened with this song. I think I wrote the whole thing in less than an hour. I am really happy with this song. What happened was SM, every K-pop lyricist I think would probably agree, SM has the most systemized A&R structure. Each artist has their own A&R, and the concept and the direction of each song and album is very clear, specific. They know what they want, they know what they need, and from what I've heard, they reach out to the biggest number of lyricists for each song. So when I'm getting a song from SM, I pretty much know that mine will never get picked. They have such a great pool of really great lyricists, and I'm just thankful to be contacted. So what happened was the A&R for Scream Records got my number from another SM A&R who was in touch with me for other projects, and he asked if I could write lyrics for this song. So I listened to the song. It was supposed to be positive. That had to be the main takeaway. When I was writing the lyrics, I was not in a positive place, so I didn't really think I could come up with it, but the music was so good and it just brought out whatever positivity that was in there. So I was surprised at myself. Oh, and I needed to write it in like 2 or 3 days. But this happens a lot. Some songs get proposed last minute. Some songs are selected last minute. Some recording dates are moved forward last minute, so they need the lyrics like now. So that happens often. I sent in the first draft. In a day or two, I got a call back and said they wanted to correct something, which means that they're gonna use it probably. So I was like, oh, really? So we went through a couple of corrections and they locked down the final version. But when I heard that NCT's Chenle was going to sing it, I was really happy because I heard that his Korean pronunciation is really good. So no worries there. And I knew he was a good singer. So yeah, I was happy with it. Recording date was set, release date was set, and it is out. So I'm really happy. And sometimes I go to recording sessions when my lyric is chosen, but given the situation, that didn't happen. I like lyrics that make sense. You know how you read a sentence and it sounds really cool, but then you can't really find the subject in that sentence? Yeah, I don't like that. I like writing things that make sense grammatically. I like using Korean words. It's such a beautiful language, but because these days K-pop is such an international thing, many producers ask for an all English hook or an all English rap or something. And when I do write English lyrics, I make sure that they're grammatically correct. I really hate it when, for the sake of convenience, the lyrics just is grammatically messed up. And most importantly, I don't like writing misogynic lyrics. I don't like writing anti-feminist lyrics. And when it comes to corrections, I am really wide open. I don't let my pride get in. I don't really have that when it comes to lyrics writing. I'm always, learning, and it's the artist's song. It's not my song. There's someone who's singing it, who's performing it on stage, and if that person says that this part of the lyric should be changed to work better, I am all for it. But there was a time where the correction was just unacceptable. I think this had to do with either an anti-feminist part or the ground part. What happened was usually the lyricists and the songwriters get paid by royalty, but that time I insisted that I get paid off and I give full credit to the artist. So you can put your name on it. It was a very small amount of money, but I insisted that the payment would be a one-off thing and that singer would be credited as the lyricist. What I most enjoy about lyric writing is I get to listen to a lot of good songs much before everybody else gets to hear it. And usually the demo version is a lot better than the finished version. I still listen to some of the demo versions. that I received. And you know how sometimes there are demo versions that are released on YouTube or wherever? It's all under the consent of the record company. It's a privilege to be able to get exposed to the better version. Yeah, and the writing itself is really fun. I have a note that I go to when some ideas pop into my head, but I rarely use them. I just write what comes to me when I hear the music. Most of the times I am inspired by music. It's a good feeling. So here it is. And 30 minutes before I hit the record button for this video, I got a proposal for another song, so I have to get to that song now. I'm still really trying to figure out what this lyric writing business is, so I don't really know much. I just wanted to share my experience and my take on it. Yeah. So, as always, if you have any questions, leave the comments below. And catch me on my next video.